Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's favorite gun-toting, Bible-clinging, deplorable American.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
Oh, yeah.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Great to have you with us today. Border to border, coast to coast, across the fruited plain. And a lot of big stories that we're going to be talking about today. Of course, we've got Josh Jones standing by, our official chief Washington correspondent, and he'll be with us in just a little while to talk about what happened in Virginia last night. Another major story breaking, though, and this is really just what I suspect to be just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what the deep state has been doing to conservatives, to evangelical Christians across this nation for a very long time. And, we've talked about this quite a bit on the program, that there's just something off about, for example, whatever happened on January the 6th. There was just something off about it. And the fact that the government at the time would not answer very simple questions. How many FBI agents were there? What was their involvement in all of the things that happened? Then you have the Southern Poverty Law Center, which for decades has been advancing this very bizarre notion that we are in the middle of race wars. And, of course, there was Charlottesville, and that was just all weird. You had the guys marching around in the khaki pants and the sunglasses and the masks and all that kind of stuff. It's just all very weird. And you just couldn't put your finger on it, but you knew something was off. Well, now we know that at least when it comes to the Southern Poverty Law Center, that instead of just attacking racism in America, they were actually sponsoring it. This is insane. The Justice Department yesterday announcing an 11-count indictment accusing the Southern Poverty Law Center of fraud. And this organization has, for years, they have slandered Christian groups. From the Family Research Council, Turning Point USA, Moms for Liberty. They created a hate map, and they created a very dangerous environment in this country for people of faith. Well, one of the groups that really suffered as a result of what the SPLC was up to is Family Research Council, and the president of FRC is on our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line today, Tony Perkins. Tony, I know you're a busy guy, and you had to shuffle around things to hop on the show today, so thank you for doing that. And I want to get your reaction to the Justice Department's announcement yesterday.
Well, Todd, it was good to hear, long in coming, but I'm grateful for the Trump administration, with the Department of Justice there, actually looking into an entity that, kind of as you've alluded to, has actually been a partner with the Department of Justice in times past. In previous administrations, they've actually been sitting at the table plotting out their attacks on Catholics, on Christians, on pro-lifers, and now it's being exposed. I mean, as you were pointing out, reading through this indictment, and I think there's going to be more that comes from this as they delve deeper. I actually have been in conversations with the FBI over the last year as they were doing this investigation, as they were trying to find out more about how they operated, how they targeted us, what they did to us, the effects of that. But the Southern Poverty Law Center has been out there saying, "Oh, there's all of these threats, these hate groups, and it's we're at risk." Well, now we come to find out that they've been paying it. It's like they've been paying the fox that's been attacking the chickens. They are the ones that are behind this. And again, I'm hopeful that this is going to expose more of what's been happening within this corrupt organization. But Todd, remember, they're sitting on about $750 million of endowments. Much of that is offshore in bank accounts. So I'm hopeful and prayerful that not only will we see some of their leaders go to jail for this criminal activity, but I hope this organization is wrecked. I hope that I would like to see civil suits against them, forcing them to pay restitution for the damage that they've done, so that there's nothing left of the Southern Poverty Law Center when this is over.
Tony, I'm with you 1,000% there. I mean, there has to be a price paid, and it has to be a heavy price. And I go back to the incident. You guys were the victims of a domestic terrorist attack, and the attacker actually used the Southern Poverty Law Center materials to actually hunt you guys down.
Yeah, so there's no surprise. There's no surprise that I had a gunman come into our building, Floyd Corkins, with 100 rounds of ammunition, shot one of our people attempting to get to me. He was going to kill as many as he could. He had 15 Chick-fil-A sandwiches with him in his backpack that he was going to stuff into our mouths after he shot us. I was here in the building, was down in the lobby as quickly as possible. He had already been subdued. The police were on the scene, and I went out, actually talked to the FBI. We watched the surveillance film, and I knew that this was the work of the Southern Poverty Law Center, because we had communicated with them, asking them to take us down off their hate map, knowing that this was putting us at risk. Next day, I went out and held a press conference in front of our building on the street here at D.C. and said that this is the work of the the Southern Poverty Law Center, targeting the Family Research Council. Of course, the media mocked it, and others said, well, in his confession, Corkin said, yes, I used the Southern Poverty Law Center's material to target the Family Research Council. And of course, we know that that's continued. They left us up on the map. Not only did they leave us up, they started to add other conservative organizations. They targeted Charlie Kirk at Turning Point. So they are complicit in the violent acts that have created dangerous environments, even taking the lives of individuals. In fact, they helped radicalize the shooter that went after my former colleague Steve Scalise, who I served in office with from Louisiana, at the ball field. You might remember that a few years back, where the shooter went out. He had been visiting the Southern Poverty Law Center website. So they are connected, Todd, to a lot of violent criminal activity, and I hope the Department of Justice, the FBI, really gets to the bottom of how corrupt and dangerous this organization is.
And Tony, one of the things that it's easy for a lot of talk show hosts to sort of delve into the whole conspiracy stuff, and we try to avoid all of that. I mean, I will say if something seems weird or off, and we'll wait for more information to come out. But when I was reading this indictment, which I was surprised is not very long, about 14 pages, I was stunned to see the reporting about the allegations about the Charlottesville riot, because that ultimately led to, I think that's one of the reasons why Joe Biden got elected, is because they made that the national campaign issue. And now we know, at least the allegations in the indictment, that the Southern Poverty Law Center was funding that.
Right. So you wonder who else knew about that.
Yeah.
They were connected to the Department of Justice in various administrations, the Biden administration, the Obama administration. Was the Democratic Party working with them? What are the other connections? Was this a coordinated effort? Is this a criminal conspiracy? I think this may just be the tip of the iceberg.
I know Dan Bongino yesterday was pointing out that there were a lot of really shocking allegations levied by The Atlantic against FBI Director Kash Patel last week. And Patel has now filed a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, says none of it is true. And Bongino seems to think that the reason why that story came out was to smear Bongino in advance of what all is going to come out. And of course, now we know about the SPLC. I'm with you. I do wonder what else they've uncovered.
Well, it's been a coordinated effort from the start. So the Southern Poverty Law Center has not acted in a vacuum. All right. As you pointed out, we were like the first conservative Christian organization targeted by the Southern Poverty Law Center about almost 15 years ago. And part of that is because we were in the media, we were discussing the issues of primarily the driving issue was the issue of human sexuality, the redefinition of marriage, the transgender issue. We were out there with our research and we were discussing it. So they wanted to take us off of the media. They wanted to knock us out of the media. The first one they went after, interestingly enough, I used to be on MSNBC regularly with Chris Matthews on Hardball. Once they labeled us as a hate group, that was taken to taken to MSNBC to remove us from the air. And so they're not doing this in a vacuum. They're doing it in a coordinated fashion, and that was part of my conversation with the FBI. I'm hopeful that they will see this web of conspiracy that has taken place on the left and how the SPLC, well-funded, again, sitting on $750 million, how they were used as the attack dog from the left to discredit many of the effective voices on the right. Again, that's why they were targeting Charlie Kirk. Those voices that are effective on halting the left's agenda is who the SPLC focused on.
Tony, do we know if there are any criminal charges attached to this? I mean, well, I didn't see any names. I just saw the organization's name.
Well, I think that's going to be forthcoming. It's going to be interesting to see what is coming next in this. So I think this is the first wave of what we may see occurring. And I'll note it's interesting that this spans a long period of time. I mean, this goes back to the 80s, but it carries all the way up to recent years, just a couple of years ago. So it'll be interesting if they go after the leadership, past and present. I'm not certain, but I feel pretty confident that this is not the end of it.
I hope it's not the end of it, and I'm a little concerned, honestly, when people, if in fact it is as bad as we think it is. I mean, this really does raise a lot of questions about what's been happening in this country over the past at least 15 or 20 years.
Well, and again, they had cover. They were sitting at the table during the Obama administration, the Biden administration. I mean, they were utilizing the information from the Southern Poverty Law Center to craft their targets. I mean, we know how they targeted and infiltrated Catholic churches. Now, it's interesting, when we look at how they used informants and they funded them and sent them in. Well, I wonder how closely aligned they worked with previous administrations as they targeted, certain Catholic elements of the Catholic Church. So, again, I think, Todd, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg. I'm hopeful that in the process of discovery that we're going to find out even more information about the Southern Poverty Law Center, and I'm hopeful that it's going to lead to even more charges. But at the end of the day, when you look at this organization, what it's done historically, and again, the money that it has, I'm hopeful that it's not going to be left intact to continue or pick right back up when the next corrupt administration comes in, but that they will be gone.
All right, Tony, we've got to leave it there. I mean, so much more to talk about, but this is a very good step in the right direction and to righting a lot of wrongs that have been done to a lot of people. Tony, thank you so much, and I know you'll be talking about this, I'm sure, on your show later today.
We will. Right. Thank you, Todd.
All right.
It's great to talk with you.
Likewise. Tony Perkins, everybody, good man there, Family Research Council. And you heard how they did FRC, and they did yours truly the exact same way. And when I was at Fox News Channel, a lot of these far-left groups all got together, and they targeted me because I was the network's #1 columnist. And, of course, we had a pretty massive voice on the radio at that time, too. So they did their gut level best to come after me and paint me as a homophobic bigot, a racist, and it was the same MO they used against Kash Patel. They used the Atlantic magazine. Well, that's what they did for me. To me, they used MSNBC. You heard what happened with Tony Perkins there. Same thing happened there, where MSNBC, they had a senior producer in charge of the National Hispanic Journalism Association, and they wanted my head on a stick because I was the first guy to announce that what was happening at the border was, in fact, an illegal alien invasion. And all you know what broke loose. And, of course, at that point, and they hit me 3 separate times, and it was the last time when Fox decided to end my contract or not renew my contract. So these are very, very evil people. And I'm with Tony Perkins. They belong in jail. And I do wonder how involved the Obama and Biden administrations were in plotting and planning a lot of these attacks. But understand this, ladies and gentlemen, all the things that we thought were conspiracy theories are beginning to turn out to be true. And so now we have to step back and we have to look at everything in the context of what if, in fact, all of these conspiracy theories are true. Now do you understand why Donald Trump is so enraged over all of this? All right, we got to take a break. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
From the front lines of the culture wars, it's Todd Starnes.
Hey, Todd Starnes here. Every day, Americans make choices that shape our country's future, right down to which cell phone provider we support. Now, here's what a lot of people don't realize. Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless provider. They're an activist organization funded by selling top-tier cell phone service, and they've been on the front lines defending our freedom long before it was cool, standing in the gap when others would not. And the best part is they deliver prioritized premium service on all 3 major U.S. networks. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you help grow a movement that fuels the Christian conservative cause. Every bill you pay helps advance the values of faith, family, and freedom. And switching is easier than ever. Activated minutes. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Take a stand today. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd. Call 972-PATRIOT. Make the switch today. Well, we've been talking a lot about how this time of year is crazy, insanely wild. You got the ball games, kids, grandkids schedules, yard work. You're outside more on the go. And let's be honest, there's no time to be perfect. No perfect diet, no perfect routine. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck because we've been told if you can't do it perfectly, it won't work. But that's just not true. Most people are not failing. They're just missing a piece.
And that's exactly what makes Calitrin different and the missing piece for so many people. It's not a stimulant, not some extreme plan. It's working with your body, especially while you sleep. My body didn't need perfection. It needed repair. It needed a boost. And when I added Calitrin, I was able to lose 40 pounds.
And for me, that was the missing piece, too, because real life doesn't pause for a diet.
You just need something that works with you, even when life's busy. And with the big spring reset sale, now is the time to save big. Go to toploss.com. That's TOPLOSS.com or call 833-TOP-LOSS.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for the... And there they go! Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/.
/the right seat.
Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Todd Stearns Radio Show. And again, ladies and gentlemen, to put a bow on this Southern Poverty Law Center thing, they made our lives so miserable. And I would not wish what they did to me personally on anybody. It was just a horrible thing to go through. The good news is that, you know what? Good always wins at the end of the day. And these people are evil, and they're going to get what's coming to them. They deserve jail time for what they did. And quite frankly, if they were, in fact, complicit, in all of this, well, the reality is they should be facing charges, big-time charges, especially when it came to Charlottesville. But if you remember what Joe Biden said at the time, and again, the Democrats made Charlottesville the big issue of that political season. And they completely took President Trump's comments out of context. It was Kamala Harris who accused Trump of coddling the white supremacist, cut 24.
Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate. And what did the president then at the time say? There were fine people on each side.
Well, that's Kamala Harris. And it turns out that the Democrats, and Tony Perkins is right, what ties did the SPLC have with Joe Biden and with Barack Hussein Obama? And that goes back to J6 again, ladies and gentlemen, where it appears, and if these Democrats are going to be staging these fake hate rallies out there, you don't think they could stage what happened at the U.S. Capitol and make it look the way it appeared? I don't know about that. I'm telling you, you just wait. If what Bongino and the others are saying is true, then we're going to have a pretty rocky road here over the next couple of months as all of this begins to come out. But it certainly appears as our own government has been weaponized against us. That's what it looks like. All right, coming up, we've got to talk about what happened in Virginia last night. My goodness, a lot of outrage, and rightfully so. All right, folks, got to take a break. This is the Todd Stearns Show.
great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash.
Fantastic.
Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the Recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to the Todd Stearns Radio Show. And this message for all of our stations down the line. We want to apologize dealing with a tech issue with our satellite provider. So our apologies there. And our team is furiously working with Westwood One to get all of that worked out. So bear with us. All right. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. I want to go real quick to Little Rock, Arkansas. Steve is listening to us this morning, wants to weigh in on the Southern Poverty Law Center. Hi, Steve. What's going on?
Hey, Todd. We've talked about this before, and this gets back to a whole lot of the things that we just can't figure out where the money's coming from to make all this happen, like the 12 to 20 million illegals that came in through the Biden administration. I believe that if there was some way to really follow the money and track all this down, we'd find out that the bulk of this is being done with our tax dollars. You look at the infrastructure bill that they passed in 21 under the Biden administration, his big thing, that was $1.2 trillion that was set aside for all these infrastructure projects. How many of them do you hear about on the news?
It's a great point.
Where in the heck is this $1.2 trillion going or gone? Is it already gone? Is it half gone? We've got to come up with a way to quit handing them a big piggy bank and letting them just bust it open and never be accountable for where any of it goes.
You know, Steve, one of the issues I have with all the NGOs, and it's a fair point, if you remember back in the day when, the Pentagon, they were doing all the investigations on Pentagon spending, and they're like, well, why are we spending $12 million on a screwdriver? Well, obviously, clearly, that money was not going to buy a screwdriver. There was something else going on there. And I can promise you that a lot of this grift and a lot of these radical organizations are being funded through those NGOs that, again, Elon Musk and his Doge team were doing such a great job of exposing.
Great point. Why did that have to be shut down so fast?
Steve, for me, that was one of the most important government agencies we had. And that was one of the most important missions of the Trump administration, is to expose all of the grift and corruption.
But how hard did the Republicans really fight to keep that going?
Well, that's a fair point. And you know the reason why, Steve.
Oh yeah, they got their hand in the piggy bank too.
That's right. Everybody's got their hand in the piggy bank. By the way, to that point, I want you to hear this, Steve. So there was a state hearing in California, and they discovered that, they've been spending just about all of the money going for hospice care is going to the Los Angeles County area for the entire nation. And they actually discovered a burrito stand masquerading as a hospice care facility. Take a listen.
You'd be amazed at how many hospices the door you can walk up to in California, and there is nobody there. There is 5 months worth of mail that you can see stacked up from CMS, and nobody's there. That passed a survey. How did that happen? How do you put a hospice in a burrito stand in California? How do you put a hospice in a tire store in California? That all had to be vetted through licensure and through certification and accreditation.
That is Sheila Clark, who is the president of the California Hospice Care Association, and again, exposing the significance of the corruption there in California, Steve.
Oh yeah, it's I don't know. You've heard the term "too big to fail." Maybe this is too big to correct.
All right, maybe. But, Steve, we got to try. We just have to try. Steve, thank you for the call. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. I want to talk about what happened in Virginia yesterday, and I know a lot of you are very frustrated and very angry, and rightfully so. And I have a very simple question to ask, and I have a solution here. And because on this program, we are all about solutions. And I believe that there is a way forward out of what happened in Virginia yesterday. So the good news here is that the Virginia voters came out in force. I mean, when you look at the numbers, the vote totals, the vote totals were very, very close. I mean, they were expecting a landslide victory yesterday, and they nearly got upset talking about the Democrats. So the voters of Virginia are not to blame for what happened here. And I want to explain why. Because if we are going to assign blame, we have to assign blame to the Republican Party. And here's my takeaway out of what just happened in Virginia. At this very moment in time, Republicans are not serious about the midterm elections. They're just not. Lawmakers are going back on their campaign promises. We've been following what's been happening in the Senate, where you had the majority leader who is literally blocking President Trump's America First agenda. For the first time in modern political history, you have the Senate majority leader refusing to adjourn the Senate, blocking President Trump from making recess appointments. The Republican National Committee, the RNC, has been neutered. Grassroots conservatives are literally being marginalized by state and local parties. And I have seen this firsthand, up close and personal, in Memphis, where I live. And it's an ugly thing, what they're doing to the grassroots conservatives. And then they're turning around. Party leadership turns around and like, well, we can't get anybody to help us. Nobody wants to work in our tents and nobody wants to knock on doors. Why aren't people wanting to help? Because you're kicking them out of the party. And voter anger, ladies and gentlemen, is at an all-time high. And the voters are not to blame. They did what they were supposed to do. And quite frankly, had it not been for the surge at the polls, the redistricting plan might have won in a landslide. But as of now, it's about a 3-point margin. And unfortunately, we're going to lose at least 4 congressional seats in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Voters have officially been disenfranchised. But again, what happened in Virginia is on party leadership. And that starts, by the way, at the White House. Where was the White House yesterday? There was no sense of urgency. Where was President Trump all this week urging people to get out there and get out to the polls and vote and save the House of Representatives? And by the way, the RNC invested $0 in the fight. I mean, this should have been an all-hands-on-deck fight, but it appears the GOP, at least when it came to Virginia, decided to be hands-off. Democrats, what did they do? They hauled in Barack Obama. They recruited the big guns. They invested more than $56 million. Republican groups spent about $20 million. All of this is from the New York Times. You can look it up. Fox News says the number is closer to $20 million. But the Republicans did nothing. We heard this yesterday. Kelly Sadler was talking about how every other ad was a Barack Obama ad. Republicans did nothing. Congressman Richard Hudson is chair of the National Republican Congressional Committee. He put out a statement saying Virginia Democrats can't redraw reality. Well, they did, sir. They did. The congressman said the close margin reinforces that Virginia is a purple state that should not be represented by a severe partisan gerrymander. Then why did you guys not do anything? Why? It's not like this was a surprise election, right? Virginia House Minority Leader Terry Kilgore said the results were not unexpected, and he blamed the misleading language on the ballot. And he also said the massive spending advantage. Again, sir, these were all issues that could have been addressed early on in the process. I can't tell you how many. It wasn't until the past couple of weeks that the Republicans finally figured out that their entire campaign messaging should be vote no at the ballot box. It doesn't matter how the statement reads, vote no. That's what you do. Vote no. And they did a good job of that, but it may have been too little too late, and especially with early voting. But I'm telling you, and if I'm seeing this wrong, I want you to call and read me the Riot Act. But the way I see it, Republicans just seem uninterested in remaining in control of Congress. And it's almost as if they just want to throw the election. I mean, when you look at, and I just give this as an example, I'm very engaged in our local political scene here, and it's just jaw-dropping how little the Republicans are doing. It's just shocking. I think to be able to win or at least be competitive in the mayor's race, you got to have at least $500,000, probably need $1 million in the bank, and the Republican candidate, I don't even think has $50,000. What's going on there? All that to say, there's still time to turn the ship around. But I'm telling you, the entire party apparatus needs a come to Jesus meeting, and we got to refocus on what matters here. And I think one of the big problems is that we are focusing too much on other countries and not our own country. It is America first. I want to see the deportations. And I want to know exactly how many. Look, we need a weekly running total of how many people have been deported out of this country. We need to start seeing the schools defunded for disobeying orders on transgenderism. We need to see the universities punished for being anti-Semitic and anti-Christian. But one of the things that I'm going to recommend here, and this is our starting point, is that Republicans need to engage in the fight in every single state. And if your state still has the opportunity to gerrymander, you need to do it. Do unto the Democrats as they have done to you. That is what the political Bible says. Do unto the Democrats as they have done unto you. And any Republican who stands in the way of the president's agenda, they've got to face primary opposition. I don't care who they are. Enough is enough. This is not the time for cowards. It is time for real men and real women of courage with backbones and balls of steel. And I want to put a pin in this for just a second here, but I know we got to go to break. Politics is not afternoon tea at the country club. It is a street fight. And the Democrats, they're showing up to the fight. They got the leather jackets. They got the nunchucks. They got the baseball bats. Republicans are showing up in seersucker suits, noshing on cucumber sandwiches. So in the words of Barack Hussein Obama, if they bring a knife to the fight, we bring a gun. 901-260-5926, our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
You're with Todd Starnes.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
Well, I stopped taking it for a while, and then it dawned on me, so I started taking it again. And I don't know, I like it. I mean, I love them. I'm never going to stop taking them. And I've got a friend that's coming over here. I'm giving her a little bit for her to go try.
I love the product. I wouldn't be without it. You know, ever since I started that product, I remember seeing an ad way back. That's what convinced me. I tried it, and I've been a believer. Nothing compares with it, so I'm a lifer with it. I'm not going to change.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic MyPillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA MyPillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STEARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better. You know what I'm saying? And just mentally knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all don't sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back to the Todd Stearns Radio Show. By the way, I know a lot of you folks, if you've ever driven through Memphis, you've noticed our giant pyramid, which is actually the Bass Pro Shop. And apparently there is a situation there. We understand Memphis Police and the National Guard are investigating threats at Bass Pro Shop. We will keep you updated. We don't know the full nature. Well, hold on. I'm saying that. I just got a note from the Memphis Police Department here, and they are working on it. So we don't have much information right now, but we will keep you updated. Again, that is a major tourist destination in downtown Memphis. National Guard on the scene, Memphis Police on the scene as well. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. Let's go to Alan in Georgia, WDUN. That's Bill Maine country. We love Bill Maine. Alan, what's going on?
Well, I was just listening to what you had to say, and I totally agree. I think one of the big parts of the playbook for the left has always been the wag the dog, and that's what they did at Charlottesville. And they do it every chance they get. They're crooked. We know it. They'll do anything. And I think one of the problems that I see, too, on our side of this, on the Republican Party, is how people who are willing to do something can't get into the election. There's so much about the money. It takes so much money to get somebody on the ballot. And a lot of times the people who get that money and get on the ballot are just there self-serving, or else they're just got plenty of money, and once they get there, they just look for more money.
That is, it's a fair thing. When you look at the numbers of millionaires we have up on Capitol Hill, and many of them were not millionaires. When they got elected to Congress and whatever happened, they started generating lots and lots of money. I think it's important to find out where that money is coming from. And, I know a lot of people favor term limits. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. Alan, I believe the people ought to have the right to vote for folks. But again, if the fix is already in, because once those people get in there, it's hard to get them out. It's hard to dislodge them because they love those big fat paychecks. But it's really amazing to know that a lot of these things that people call false flags are, in fact, being invented by Democrats. I mean, these are very bad people we're dealing with here.
Yes, they are. And, you know, one of the things, too, about the career politicians is when they're there, they have built these friendships at home for people that help keep them there, and they all work together so that they don't have to interrupt that with people who want to run, who don't believe like they do, who just want to like follow Trump's lead and do real conservative things. But if that happens, they know they're going to lose their seat eventually because they can't keep getting the money under the table with these people there.
Alan, it's a great point you raise, and thank you for calling in. Let's go to Gary, Ocala, Florida, WOCA. Hi, Gary. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I was in regards to spending, the GOP spending in Virginia in particular. Is it Donald Trump's daughter in charge of that to determine who spends what?
No, not at all. No, she hasn't been with the RNC. I think she stepped down right after the election.
Who's doing that now, may I ask?
Yeah, they've got a new RNC chair. You remember they had two. They had Laura Trump, and then they had Michael Whatley, who is now running for the Senate there in North Carolina. And so the new RNC chair, hold on just a second here. I'm going to have to look the guy up because he does hardly any press at all. His name is Gruters. Joe Gruters is his name.
Well, my question to Donald Trump is why don't we fire this guy and replace him? I mean, Donald's so good at doing stuff like that. Let's just get rid of this meathead. He's throwing the elections.
Well, he is, and I'm still curious why the president was not more involved in Virginia. But it was a mess because from day one, it was a mess. And again, I know a lot of people are blaming Texas gerrymandering, the Republicans in Texas for what's happening nationwide. But it actually all started back in 2022 when Democrats did an extreme gerrymander of New York State. And that's really what precipitated all of this. So, I mean, it's a fair point, Gary, and it's a good question you raise. Why doesn't the president just fire the head of the RNC? Gary, thanks for the call. We've got to take a break. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show. Hey, everybody, Todd Starnes here, and I've got to tell you about my friends at PhD Weight Loss, my very good friends at PhD Weight Loss. I'm down 12 pounds already, and at PhD Weight Loss, they've identified that one thing, and they built a plan that works with your body and not against it. If you call now, they're going to give you 2 free weeks in the program and pay for your food so you can finally see real results without more trial and error. If you're done with the yo-yo dieting and you want clarity, call PhD Weight Loss now and mention Starnes. No more guessing, just answers. Call 864-644-1900 and say Starnes. You're going to get 2 free weeks. You can't miss out on this, folks. 864-644-1900. Say the word Starnes or visit PhDweightLoss.com. That's PhDweightLoss.com. The phone number, one more time, 864-644-1900, and say Starnes.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
When the wolf?
Oh, a wolf. Ooh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat? Owl? Dolphin? What does the turkey say? Whale?
Yeah, whale sound.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Stern. Stand by for news and commentary next.
At a time when technology is often used to distort the truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI designed to help you understand God's Word and grow spiritually. Unlike generic AI tools that give vague or unbiblical answers, My Faith Assistant is anchored in Scripture, built on seminary-level resources, and shaped by more than 50 years of trusted teaching from Dr. Michael Youssef. And it's free, no login required. Try it today at myfaithassistant.com.
The Southern Poverty Law Center is facing serious charges. The Justice Department announcing an 11-count indictment accusing them of fraud. They also stand accused of giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to paid informants inside extremist groups. One of the more shocking accusations is the SPLC actually organized the Charlottesville riot that left one woman dead and sparked national protest. The SPLC has a notorious history of slandering Christian groups like Family Research Council, American Family Association, and even yours truly. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says the SPLC paid sources to stoke racial hatred. They literally did the exact opposite of what they told their donors. In essence, the Justice Department peeked under the KKK hoods and discovered Southern Poverty Law Center staffers. The SPLC accused Christians of being violent, hate, and extremist groups when it turns out they were the ones fomenting hate. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes. Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's Common Sense Conservative Commentary from Todd Starnes.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes radio program. Great to have you with us today. By the way, I want to give you an update real quick on the situation in Iran, where... By the way, the president, Iran earlier today fired on a couple of ships. The Iranian National Guard, or Revolutionary Guard rather, then seized both of these ships in violation of the ceasefire, which President Trump last night came out and said that he was going to extend the ceasefire indefinitely. There's reporting out there, I believe from Fox News, that could be a 3 to 5 day ceasefire. I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you what the president is doing here, but I will say this, and the Democrats are starting to seize on this. Dick Durbin out of Illinois said that the president is losing his will to do what needs to be done in Iran. So the president I don't know what he's doing. I really don't. I wish I could tell you. But it seems to me, I mean, how many ceasefires have they broken now? Is it 3 times they've broken the ceasefire? So, again, it makes you, all right, so what happens now? What happens in 3 to 5 days? What happens if they decide to behave themselves for the next 5 days? We agree to yet another extension of the ceasefire, and then they do something else. And then, I mean, it could be an ugly cycle. This is what we are all concerned about. This needs to be over and done with. And it seems to me that the moment Iran fired on those ships, which, by the way, I thought we had destroyed their entire Navy, so I don't know how they got more boats, but whatever. They've got more boats. But it's going to be a precarious situation if this thing continues all the way to the midterm elections. That will become a big problem. All right, our telephone number again, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Want to go back to Todd Blanche, the acting attorney general, on Fox last night with Laura Ingraham, talking about how the Southern Poverty Law Center, which was supposed to be this organization standing up for black people, standing up for the disenfranchised, when in fact they were under the table, they were paying members of the KKK and the white supremacist movement. And it turns out that they were one of the organizers of the Unite the Right rally that turned into chaos. Cut 20.
Know that this investigation was opened during the Biden administration and then mysteriously closed. I really don't have any information about why it was closed. And then we started again last year. The FBI did, working with the U.S. Attorney in Alabama. And it's extraordinarily egregious. You just talked about it. But imagine a donor to the SPLC if they were told, by the way, we're going to give the money you're giving us to the Ku Klux Klan. Okay? Like, it's in some cases over $1 million. I mean, it's incredible.
Now, they say they're no longer using these informants in this way and that it was necessary because they had all sorts of threats against the organization, firebombing threats and other acts of purported violence. And that's why they had to use these informants. And to that, you say?
Well, to that I say, for one, the indictment charges all the way through 2023. So I'm here to speak about what they're doing right now, but that indictment charges a long period of time through 2023. And second, and more importantly, there's no allegation or information in the indictment that suggests they shared that information with law enforcement. They have communicated.
They said they did.
Well, they have communicated when they so chose with law enforcement over the years. There's no information that we have that suggests that the money that they were paying to these informants and these members of these organizations, they then turned around and shared what they learned with law enforcement. To the contrary, or else we would have known from their own words that they had given this money to these guys, and we didn't know it.
What about Charlottesville and the Charlottesville Unite the Right rally? Were they involved in that?
Yes. So what we allege in the indictment and what the grand jury found is that one of the individuals that they paid was one of the folks who helped organize that terrible event. And so so imagine what we're talking about, Laura. We're talking about an organization that actively came out and just screamed it from the top of their lungs.
So just so people understand watching this, did these informants in some cases, given the evidence you've seen, actually initiate what would ultimately be these activities? And obviously Charlottesville ended with a tragedy.
Well, we know that they were part of those. They were part of it. Whether they were the leaders or the initiators, that'll come out, I think, eventually. But what we do know is that the very entities that this group was raising money to go against are the very entities that they were taking the money in and paying to these entities and these individuals associated with those groups.
What was the money used for?
Well, we don't know, because again, all we know is that they set up these fictitious bank accounts.
Fake names, like the Constitution Group or whatever it was called. Then they had one called Fox Photography.
Right. They're completely fictitious as far as the investigation has shown.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It was all fabricated. It was all fabricated. So the Democrats were literally funding all of these racist groups and then turning around and accusing conservatives of being the racist. Do you see how the game was being played? Just really unbelievable. I want to switch gears for just a moment. The governor of Virginia, Spanberger, just came out. Abigail Spanberger just came out. She's doing an interview, and now she is now announcing that all 50 states need to be redistricted just like they did in Virginia. And the reason that she's being open about all of this is because she knows the Republicans aren't going to do anything to stop her. The Republicans had a chance to send a message in Virginia, but the Republicans said, you know what, we're willing to disenfranchise conservative voters in the Commonwealth, and that's what happened. So now what's happening in Virginia, she wants to happen in every other state in the Union. In other words, they basically, if you are living in a blue state, you will not have Republican lawmakers. That's what she's wanting to do here. Now, God bless Ron DeSantis, because DeSantis is coming out, and it looks like they may actually retaliate and redistrict out all of the Democrat lawmakers there in Florida. Cut 27.
Has compact districts. It's done in a way that makes a lot of sense. And the reality is if you look at like California, they're doing all this dog and pony show there now, saying, oh, Texas, we've got to combat Texas. California is one of the worst gerrymandered maps there is. What they did, this is how they do. They're like, no, we're going to do an independent commission. So they do a commission. The problem is like if you truly were independent, it's like you would be immune to any type of partisan pressures. But that commission is comprised of liberal Democrats, liberal independents, and very liberal Republicans. I think one of the Republicans is from Berkeley, like not exactly a hotbed of Reagan conservatism. It is what it is. So they hotwired that independent commission to produce a map that was very much gerrymandered and was not something that was fair to Republicans, even at that time. Now they're saying they want to do even more by doing whatever they're talking about doing now. So don't buy this notion that if someone has a commission, that somehow means it is immune from this type of partisan pressures. The California one was a left-wing commission. That's just the reality. That's what they produced. That's what they were supposed to do based on who appointed those folks to that commission. And so I just think it's better to just have the legislature do it. And if you don't like it, you can vote them out. You put some commission in like California and then stack it. If you don't like that as a voter, those people will never appear on your ballot. But that's exactly what they did there. And they've done it in other states as well. And then Illinois, if you look at Illinois, so Illinois, like if Chicago wasn't in Illinois, it would be a red state. There's some dots blue, but like most of it is red outside of Illinois. So if you drew compact districts, you'd have probably 6 in the Chicago that would be like 90-10 Dem, right? But then all the other ones would probably be Republican districts, and they didn't want that. So what they do is they go into the city of Chicago, they find enough Dems, and they draw a map.
So anyway, there you go. That's what DeSantis is wanting to do. Which is to go do some redistricting of their own down in Florida. It's all a big mess right now, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the Democrats, they have to be stopped. They just have to be stopped. By the way, there's another interesting component to all of this Virginia stuff. Now, it turns out that I think 4 of the, let's see, is it 5? 5 of the congressional districts in Virginia are going to be in one county, which is, I believe, Fairfax County. Now, what's interesting about this is Fairfax County, you've got, Arlington, and you also have Alexandria. I don't know if they're in the same counties, but Arlington and Alexandria were actually seceded to Virginia. And there is talk, and this was on a lot of the social media feeds last night, of doing what they call retrocession. And the retrocession would be the act of returning Arlington and Alexandria, Virginia, back to the District of Columbia. And if that happens, well, you're going to lose all of that population base. It's going to go into Washington, D.C. But the reality is Virginia automatically becomes a rock-solid red state because all the liberals just got annexed back into Washington, D.C. Maybe that's the move here that President Trump could make. But this is really a political battle that is going to decide the future of our great nation. And if it moves on to other states, we're going to have to address that, and we're going to have to deal with it. So the question is, will the Republicans have the stomach for the fight? And right now, they just have not shown they've got the stomach for anything. All right, got to take a break here. 901-260-5926. That is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. This segment of the program brought to you by our friends at Newsmax. Did you know that a new study finds 70% of Americans are not getting the full benefits they deserve? That's right, but recipients can use a simple strategy to boost Social Security benefits by as much as $188,000 over a lifetime. Social Security expert Michael Allen has 5 key strategies to increase your benefits, and Newsmax wants to share those with you free of charge. All you have to do is call 800-999-9690. That's 800-999-9690. That's 800-999-9690. Text and data rates may apply.
He's not bitter. He's blessed. Todd Starnes.
Hi, this is Todd Starnes. I realize there are many choices when it comes to who you choose for your cell phone service, and there are new ones popping up all the time. But here's the truth. There's only one that boldly stands in the gap for every American that believes that freedom is worth fighting for, and that's Patriot Mobile. For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Don't just take my word for it. Ask the hundreds of thousands of Americans who've made the switch and are now supporting causes they believe in simply by joining Patriot Mobile. Switching is easier than ever. Activate in minutes from the comfort of your own home. Keep your number, keep your phone, or upgrade. Patriot Mobile's all U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT and make the switch today.
At
time when technology is often used to distort truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI created to help you understand God's Word and grow in your faith. Many Christians have tried using online AI tools for Bible questions, only to get vague, misleading, or even unbiblical answers. That concern is real. Technology untethered from truth can quickly lead to confusion. That's exactly why Leading the Way created My Faith Assistant. This isn't a generic chatbot. It's a closed, theologically vetted system built on scripture, seminary-level resources, and more than 50 years of faithful teaching from pastor and scholar Dr. Michael A. Youssef. My Faith Assistant can help you get personalized guidance, clear theological answers, trusted biblical teaching, access to pastors and prayer teams, and deeper Bible study, all in one place. Over 50,000 people already trust it. It's free, requires no login, and it's built not for clicks, but for Christ. Try it now at myfaithassistant.com.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 844-43-BIBLE. That's 844-43-BIBLE. 844-43-BIBLE.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Smokey the Bear.
Then you know why Smokey tells you when he sees you passing through. Remember, please be careful, it's the least that you can do.
Don't play with matches, don't play with fire.
After 80 years of learning his wildfire prevention tips, Smokey Bear lives within us all. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com, and remember,
only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Great to have you with us. Let's go to the phone lines, 901-260-5926. Charles in North Carolina, WSIC, our great affiliate there. Hi, Charles. What's on your mind?
Hey, Todd. Todd, last night in Virginia didn't really surprise me that much, but still, it was a huge defeat. You know, I've heard that when you look at the amount of money that's in the Republican coffers, that it's like $800 million compared to like $300 million for the Democrats, and yet they didn't spend hardly a plug nickel to win this thing. And I mean, it's just like there's this tsunami that's getting ready to hit us in November, and everybody senses it. I mean, we're just making all of these unforced errors. And I think that what needs to happen is I think that President Trump needs to call for John Thune to step down as the Senate Majority Leader. We got to get leadership in the Senate because we've got to get this SAVE Act passed. I mean, if the Democrats will go to just blatantly gerrymandering a map, if they'll do that, imagine what they're going to do if there's not a SAVE Act in some type of enforcement mechanism, during the election, what they're going to do. And not only just the SAVE Act, Todd, but how about all these judicial appointments that are being held up? His whole agenda is being stalled. And you've got all these rhinos like Thune, you got Lindsey Graham, you got John Cornyn. All of these people are there, and they're just standing in the way. And until we replace those people, and there's still time to do that, I just don't see anything getting done. And I just think it's going to be a wipeout at the polls in November. But in order to reinvigorate and ignite his base, people like me, and to get them to turn out and vote and knock doors and do all these things that need to be done, I just think that that's what he's going to have to do. And it starts there at the top in the U.S. Senate.
Well, I think it starts a little bit higher than that, Charles. And the question I posed on our X page, are the White House and the Republican-controlled Congress serious about winning the midterm elections? Because I don't see anybody that is even remotely concerned about how all of this is playing with the base of the party right now.
Yeah, and I've seen this movie before, Todd, and so have you throughout the years. When Republicans are out of power, they're great at complaining and about wanting to, about what the Democrats are doing, about wanting to change things. But as soon as we give them the levers of power, and they have all three branches, right? The House, the Senate, the White House, nothing is getting done. And, while we're playing checkers, they're playing chess. And there just doesn't seem to be any fight up there. And I agree with you. It's almost just like they're intentionally throwing the ball game away, just kind of like John McCain threw the election of 2008 away to Barack Obama. And it's frustrating.
What concerns me is that the White House does tend to become a little insular, and you've seen the people they've relied on in the past to get their messaging out. People like Tucker Carlson, for example, and that kind of thing is just not working. And I think they've really got to, if they're going to reignite the base, they've got to get back in and open up the communication lines to the people that have that particular audience. Right now, they're just not doing that. The messaging is off right now, and they've got to get that. They've got to get that figured out. They really do. Otherwise, they're just going. There are these unforced errors, like the whole thing with the Trump Jesus meme and the Catholic stuff, that we cannot get sidetracked by all of these little silly squirrels running around.
No, exactly. And Trump is going to have to just put this Iran war behind him and focus on domestic issues, because the fact remains that young people still cannot afford to come up with the down payment for a house. They can't afford a house. Groceries, gas prices are high. We've still got millions of illegal aliens in this country that are getting government benefits. I like your idea. I wish they would have a clock like they had during COVID. Remember when they showed all the casualties and deaths and everything? There needs to be a clock like that showing the number of people that are being deported, weekly from the United States. Just something that's evidence that he's serious about implementing the agenda and not going to let go of it and get sidetracked on all this other stuff.
Charles, good thoughts, and we're going to have to leave it there, my friend. We're coming up on a break, but I mean that really is the question, I think, of the day. Are the Republicans in Congress, is the White House, are they serious about winning the midterm elections? Because I think a lot of us are willing to go to the mattresses, as they used to say in The Godfather. We're willing to go to the mattresses for the president and the party, but we need to make sure that they're willing to fight too, because they showed in Virginia they didn't show up for the fight, and we saw what happened. All right, got to take a break. 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle. Or forget extra diapers. And never give in to a meltdown. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never let them have too much screen time. And never bribe them for just one more bite. You say you'd never let them out in public without their hair brushed. Never, ever become a minivan mom. And you'd never give them your phone for a quiet dinner.
Calling boss work phone.
So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, no, it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
Hey, you got this. Just breathe. Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh. Really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Most people out here think that taking care of one another is important. And most people would step up for a neighbor going through a tough time. Most people around here help out friends and family when they need it. But the funny thing is, most of us won't look for help when we need it. Talk to someone if you're struggling with mental health, because most people out here really care. Find more information at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show, and I want to go right away to our Patriot Mobile Newsmaker line. The angriest man in America right now, our great Republican strategist, Josh Jones. Josh, wow, your reaction to what happened last night?
Last night was not a good night. That's the word I'll use there. But last night was not a good night. In Virginia, the Democrats got what they wanted. They pushed through the scam of a referendum to redistrict Virginia and draw out 4 Republican seats. So look, now it's in the hands of the Supreme Court of Virginia if they decide they want to rule on this or not. Hopefully they do, but I'm not particularly optimistic about that. Granted, I'm not an attorney, so.
Yeah, and that is our understanding. We understand at least 3 lawsuits are being filed to stop all of this, which is, I think that's an appropriate thing to do. But again, when you step back from it all, the fact of the matter is it was probably a lot closer than a lot of people thought. And the fact that, the Republicans spent very little money as opposed to the Democrats, I'm just wondering if the Republicans actually wanted to win last night in Virginia.
It's a fair question because, to your point, we, as a national Republican apparatus between all the different super PACs and committees, have over $800 million cash on hand, whereas the Democrats have less than $300 million cash on hand. But yet, Democrats spent 55, give or take, million in Virginia, whereas Republicans spent 25 million. And to your point, it was a lot closer than a lot of people were expecting, particularly the Democrats. So had national Republicans stepped up to the plate and invested in Virginia, mind you, we just lost 4 House seats. They could have preserved those 4 House seats for a relatively small cost of another 25 to 30 million and keep those seats. But now we've just put 4 seats off the map that we can't even compete in anymore, assuming the Supreme Court doesn't knock this down. So I said it yesterday. I think a lot of Republican leadership is kicking themselves, and they should be. They should be ashamed for not getting involved.
Well, and I hate to say this, but it goes all the way to the White House. I don't understand why the White House was not more involved, why the RNC was not more involved. The chair of the Congressional Committee seems to be like, well, this is really not the reality. No, hate to break it to you, sir, Congressman Hudson, it is the reality.
Yeah, I mean, the road to the majority in the House of Representatives goes through Virginia. We're a swing state. We had 2 swing districts before this election that helped determine the outcomes of the last 3 majorities in Congress. And now, again, those have been taken off the board now. So hopefully the leadership in D.C. is looking at potentially supporting this a situation in Florida where they redistrict to counteract what happened in Virginia last night, because this is a political knife fight. Clearly, Democrats aren't pulling their punches. They just districted a swing state that's basically 50-50 to now 91% of the state will be represented by a Democrat whenever we're, like I said before, a 50-50 state, and essentially eradicating rural representation in D.C. from Virginia. So Florida needs to retaliate. Indiana needs to step back up to the plate. And if they don't step up to the plate, primary those people out. Get some Republicans in there of action. We're actually going to step into the arena and fight to preserve our majorities.
And Josh, we understand now that Abigail Spanberger wants a 50-state redistricting effort, much like what happened in Virginia. So, I mean, this could be a fight from state to state. And if that's the case, the Republicans have shown they're not willing to step up, not only in Virginia, but also, as you pointed out, in Indiana. So, I mean, this could be a very bad situation for the Republican Party.
You're right. You're right. And to the broader conversation of talking about, the 50-state situation, look, I'm against gerrymandering across the board. Neither side of the aisle should be doing it. But the reality is now we are essentially 6 months out from the midterms. This is not the time to placate and try and play nice and take the high road. As nice as that would be, the high road, politically speaking, doesn't get you a majority in Congress. And the Democrats understand that, unfortunately. So, and that's why you saw Hakeem Jeffries, Barack Obama, and all these other moderate politicians who are, bipartisan, like Abigail Spanberger claimed to be whenever she was running for office. But she gets into the office, and her first piece of legislation that she signs is this redistricting amendment, and then now it's obviously gone through the voters. So it's unfortunate what happened last night. There's a lot of people who should be held responsible, frankly, on the Republican side of the aisle that didn't do what they were supposed to do. But hopefully we see leadership from DeSantis and some other states across the country that step up to the plate to counteract this.
So where do we go from here, Josh? Because I asked a very simple question on social media. Do the Republicans really want to win here? I think that is an important conversation that needs to be had. before we put a lot of time and effort into something that, either the White House or the Senate or the House are just not interested in winning?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fair question. Look, I can't speak for the, obviously entire Republican ballot up and down, whether it's, the right for Congress, Senate, or what have you. But at least with the members that I've talked to or worked for, particularly in Virginia, they wanted to win. They definitely wanted to win and help hold our majorities in Congress. Because the reality is, if Democrats take either the House or the Senate, hopefully they don't take the Senate, but they take the House, the Trump administration, when it comes to legislation, their legislative agenda is over. They'll just stonewall for the next 2 years until we have a presidential election in 2028. That's their goal here. And you'll have Hakeem Jeffries as speaker, who will just launch impeachment hearing after impeachment hearing, and rather than focusing on actual issues. So I hope Republicans, hopefully this is a wake-up call. But the map changed last night for the nation in terms of the path to victory in Congress for a majority.
Well, they certainly did. They certainly did. Josh, what advice are you giving candidates across the country?
Look, don't pull your punches. This is a political knife fight, and now is not the time to try and take this high road of moral superiority whenever Democrats are just going to kick you while you're down. So don't pull your punches is the biggest thing, and also the Republican space or side of the aisle has to work as a team here. We have to allocate resources where they're most needed. Not, for example, in Texas, when you have this primary that they spent over $100 million on between two Republicans, mind you, that no matter what, whoever you prefer, whoever the nominee is, the chances are very high that they're going to win. And that would not have required $100 million. Had that $100 million gone to Virginia, it'd been a much different story than what we saw last night.
I got to tell you, I was impressed though with the turnout, and clearly it showed that the rural parts of the state, I think they turned out 70% for Donald Trump. They turned out 78% for this ballot initiative.
Yep. Yeah. To your point, if you look at the turnout numbers from just last November, the governor's election to the referendum, mind you, that's in April. It's a special election. People aren't necessarily politically tuned into that. There were more votes for the no vote last night than there were for the Republican nominee for governor last November. So I think that's proof that not only are Republicans fired up, but we also won over independents and Democrats who don't agree with this gerrymandering. That bolstered our efforts. So I think that is a good sign for Republicans heading into November nationwide, speaking of being able to motivate our base to come out to the polls.
Josh, there's been some scuttlebutt, and I know you talked about this last night on social media as well, the idea of maybe sending Alexandria, sending Arlington back to the district, which is where they were originally part of the district. Is that even a viable option here? I like the idea.
It's a good question. And look, I'm not an attorney, especially when it comes to, or a legal mind, especially when it comes to that sort of thing. But I mean, look, I would say put it on the table and at least evaluate it. I'll leave that up to the DOJ, the Trump administration, and their discretion of what they think is politically and also legally possible. Obviously, that we're not going to just DC can't come in and take over part of the state without going through the proper channels. But hey, look, if that's on the table. Look, if Democrats are willing to redistrict Virginia to a 10-1 map and have 91% of the state represented by Democrats, even though we're essentially 50-50, I don't see what the issue is. If they want to play this game, Republicans have to do it in return.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, Josh, we're going to leave it there. Appreciate all of your great work, and we'll see you again tonight on Newsmax.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, take care. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Stern Show.
Can't hear the whole show? Don't worry. Get the Toddcast and listen on your own time at toddstarns.com.
Well, we've been talking a lot about how this time of year is crazy, insanely wild. You got the ball games, kids, grandkids schedules, yard work, you're outside more on the go. And let's be honest, there's no time to be perfect. No perfect diet, no perfect routine. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck because we've been told if you can't do it perfectly, it won't work. But that's just not true. Most people are not failing. They're just missing a piece.
And that's exactly what makes Calitrin different and the missing piece for so many people. It's not a stimulant, not some extreme plan. It's working with your body, especially while you sleep. My body didn't need perfection. It needed repair. It needed a boost. And when I added Caltrans, I was able to lose 40 pounds.
And for me, that was the missing piece, too, because real life doesn't pause for a diet.
You just need something that works with you, even when life's busy. And with the big spring reset sale, now is the time to save big. Go to toploss.com. That's TOPLOSS.com, or call 833-TOP-LOSS.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98, or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free. We are living in dangerous and unstable times. Hello, everybody. I'm Todd Stearns. Pandemics, international insecurity, shortages, supply chain disruptions, and an economy on the brink. We know we can't simply trust the government to protect us. Now more than ever, everyone needs to be prepared. And being prepared is more than just stockpiling ammo, food, and supplies. Being prepared should also include stockpiling critical prescription medications. And that's where my friends at the Wellness Company come in. Their medical emergency kit contains the prescriptions, antibiotics, antivirals, and antiparasitics that you need to keep you and your family safe, from anthrax to tick bites to COVID, and even to a bioweapon like the plague. The Wellness Company's medical emergency kit is exactly what you need to have on hand to be prepared. Go to twc.health/Starnes today and order. That's twc.health/Starnes. Use the promo code STARNS, and you're going to save an extra 10%.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
I'll trust water bottles and a flashlight to save the day, but I'll be proved wrong.
With a tornado approaching, I'll realize that I lack a wheelchair-accessible shelter.
When the floodwaters rise, I'll be up in the attic with 20 cans of beans. It's a recipe for disaster.
let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Todd Stearns Radio Show. And there is a developing situation, a breaking news situation in Memphis. And the federal agencies, the FBI, the Memphis Police Department, they're holding a press conference right now. And the situation is very bad. But apparently multiple dead babies have been found in a wooded area in the Memphis area. And we're going to stay on top of this and try to determine what information we can have. They tell us that the citizenry are safe. So if you're in Memphis, you are safe. But they're finding these, since March, they have found a number of skulls, heads of what are believed to be children. Very, very young children in the Memphis area. A disturbing story that is literally unfolding as you and I are sitting here. So we'll keep you updated on that. But we don't know what the latest is there, but we'll certainly keep you updated. As a matter of fact, let's try to listen in a little bit of this press conference from Memphis.
We plan to be here until we feel like we have covered every square inch of this area that could potentially be part of this crime scene. So we could be here for some more hours this evening. Of course, as it gets darker, we're hoping to close this investigation at least here at this crime scene sometime this evening.
Now, last week or within the past few weeks when the forensics team was initially out there was some interest by the family of Ronald Loomis in Alabama who'd been missing, the realtor had been missing. Concerns that the remains could be of him. Does this give you any more hope, or what is your direction now in that case?
Well, we do know that there have been no reports. That was the first thing that the Memphis Police Department did. We conducted a review of all of our recent missing persons reports. And anytime we have young people, especially of this age, that are missing, we do an Amber Alert. So we knew that this individual was not, or these individuals were not persons that were reported out of our area. At this particular time, we're going to follow every inch of this investigation, no stone unturned, to just look at the possibilities. These individuals could be from somewhere not from this city, but we are looking at all of the elements of the investigation.
Was there anything else at the scene? I know you said there were bones. Were there some clothing, shoes, stuff like that? Any other identifiers by chance?
We have not discovered any other elements, only bone fragments at this time.
And are you guys looking at any other scenes at this time?
No, this particular investigation is in this controlled environment.
Action News 5 here. Is this area being considered a dumping ground based off of what you guys have found here?
I don't think so. As Pastor Spencer said, there has been a lot of work done in this particular community to clean the community up, a lot of activity. We don't feel like this particular, this area of Shrub has been a dumping ground, so to speak. Obviously a place where these young remains were hidden.
Have you guys determined a cause of death yet?
No, not at this time.
Earlier you mentioned that this call began with suspicious persons report. Can you tell us more about what that call was like?
Well, actually, an individual in the community.
So there you go. We're just getting some, again, this is happening in real time, but the breaking news out of Memphis, Tennessee, human remains, bones, skulls of children, 3 children, they say at least 3 children, they're still digging, have been found in the Hickory Hill section of Memphis, ages between the ages of 3 and 7 years old. There's no indication who the children are, whether or not they are from the Memphis area, or they might have just been dumped or buried here in the Memphis area. But wow, what a crazy story. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. That's 901-260-5926. All right, I want to play this audio. This is from Stephen Miller, who is on the warpath right now, and he is directing all of his attention on Minnesota, where there has been so much corruption, so much grift, and I think Stephen Miller sort of laid it all out perfectly. Take a listen.
Minnesotan who works as a lineman or works as a construction worker, works in any job that requires hard work, dedication, focus, who's worried about his ability to support for and provide his family. And then imagine that he has a neighbor who's a Somali refugee who arrived 2 years ago and has a Mercedes and no financial stress and no worries at all in the entire world and never seems to ever go to work at all, because he just went to an office in the state, lied on a piece of paper, and got unlimited free money forever for life. That is the system that is being run, and that is the corruption that this task force, under the leadership of the vice president, is going to demolish.
Good for you. And that is frustrating, right? I mean, you work your rear end off. Many of you cannot afford a home. Many of you have to rent an apartment. And then you turn around and you see all these illegals. You see the H-1B visa people. They're driving around in Mercedes. They're able to put down payments on homes. And many of them are living in the lap of luxury based on your tax dollars. And I'm glad to see Stephen Miller saying, yeah, it's just not right. It's just not fair. And he's absolutely right. So what are they going to do about it? And it goes back to this notion, and we had a caller early on, I think it was Steve from Little Rock, who said it like this. He said, Todd, imagine if we were able to get rid of all of the corruption of the grift. And a lot of it is probably coming out of these NGOs. We may not only would they not have to raise our taxes, we might be able to get refunds. I mean, that's how insane it is. 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Coming up, I am very excited about our next hour. We have a great guest. She is a member of the Greek Orthodox Church, and it has been so impressive to see the numbers of young people returning to the church, and especially Orthodox churches. There is a huge Greek festival coming up, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna be, I don't know if we're gonna be throwing plates. Dylan, are we allowed to throw plates in the broadcast
not
booth?
Close to the mics, I don't think.
Yeah, not
too loud.
Got to be careful about that.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be saying Opa?
I think we're gonna say Opa.
No, we got to do it right though. Opa,
Opa,
Opa. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll be talking to Kathy Zambellis in just a few moments. And many of you have expressed some questions about disability insurance. Well, our friends from Strategic Financial Partners are going to be here, and they're going to be taking your questions. If you've got a question about disability insurance or whatever kind of money questions you have, they're going to be here to answer those. All you have to do is pick up the phone, give us a call, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Real quick, before we have to break here, thank you for all of you that are pre-ordering The Golden Age, How Trump Saved America, my brand new book. It'll be out in late May, but many of you, I got a report last night, and the numbers are off the charts. So thank you so much for pre-ordering. You can still pre-order. Go to Barnes & Noble or Amazon. The name of the book, again, The Golden Age, How Trump Saved America. And this is one of those books, I think, that is really going to make a difference in the culture, and especially as we begin to focus on what life looks like after Donald J. Trump, because he will be leaving office in 2 years, and we're going to have to be prepared for that. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote The Golden Age, How Trump Saved America. All right, hang tight, everybody. Hour 3 of the big show coming up, 901-260-5926. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
From fruits and veggies to fiber and spice, Balance of Nature supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a natural bodybuilder, so I know when something works and when something doesn't. I've tried so many different products. When I got your product, and like I said, I'm a natural bodybuilder. As soon as I got it, did them for a week, and I told my brother, I said, Rick, you need to try these. You know I won't give you nothing if it don't. He tried them, bam, the first day. He said, this is a good product. And I got my mom on them, and I just keep pushing your product. It's a great product. You're a great company, and everybody there I've talked to has been so kind. Great product. It does what it says it does.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more.
I learned patience from my adoptive dad. All he had to say was,
"Hey, you got this. Just breathe." Hey, we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Might have to start a band.
I got it.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Hello, Americans. I'm Todd Stern. Stand by for news and commentary next.
At a time when technology is often used to distort the truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI designed to help you understand God's Word and grow spiritually. Unlike generic AI tools that give vague or unbiblical answers, My Faith Assistant is anchored in Scripture, built on seminary-level resources, and shaped by more than 50 years of trusted teaching from Dr. Michael Youssef. And it's free, no login required. Try it today at myfaithassistant.com.
The Southern Poverty Law Center is facing serious charges. The Justice Department announcing an 11-count indictment accusing them of fraud. They also stand accused of giving hundreds of thousands of dollars to paid informants inside extremist groups. One of the more shocking accusations is the SPLC actually organized the Charlottesville riot that left one woman dead and sparked national protest. The SPLC has a notorious history of slandering Christian groups like Family Research Council, American Family Association, and even yours truly. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says the SPLC paid sources to stoke racial hatred. They literally did the exact opposite of what they told their donors. In essence, the Justice Department peeked under the KKK hoods and discovered Southern Poverty Law Center staffers. The SPLC accused Christians of being violent, hate, and extremist groups when it turns out they were the ones fomenting hate. I'm Todd Starnes.
The Todd Starnes Show begins in 4 minutes. The Todd Starnes Show begins in 2 minutes.
Todd Starnes Show begins in 1 minute.
Live from the Liberty University studio in Memphis, Tennessee, it's America's conservative blowtorch.
That's us. That's right. I love this American ride.
Todd Starnes.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Todd Starnes Radio Show. Great to have you with us today. All right. We have some breaking news coming out of the White House. So just moments ago, President Trump weighing in on what happened last night in Virginia. And the president now believes that last night's election was actually rigged. I want you to hear what the president just had to say.
Take some time, and I'll make the signature absolutely perfect, so it looks very good.
He's
so far, so good. Okay, so that's a big deal. Very proud of it. And I don't know how it can be challenged. You'll probably challenge it. You may say, find a rogue judge. You got a lot of rogue judges, very bad people, very bad judges. But that's the only way that can be changed, and hopefully we'll win an appeal if it is. But I don't see how anybody can challenge it. I don't see how they can challenge it.
All right, the president calling the election last night a rigged election, says it needs to be fought all the way to the Supreme Court. And again, he says a rigged election took place last night in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. He says all day long, Republicans were winning. The spirit was unbelievable until the very end, when, of course, there was a massive mail-in ballot drop. Where have I heard that before? And the Democrats eked out another crooked victory. 6-5 goes to 10-1. And yet the presidential election in November was very close, almost a 50-50 split, reading what the president's writing here. In addition to everything else, the language on the referendum was purposely unintelligible and deceptive. As everyone knows, I am an extraordinarily brilliant person, and even I had no idea what the hell they were talking about in the referendum, and neither do they. Let's see if the courts will fix this travesty of justice. President Donald J. Trump. All right, all caps there. So the president now weighing in, and we will keep you updated on that story as well. By the way, our telephone number is 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. You know, maybe we do need a little, maybe we should just like set the mood, Dylan, for what we're about to do, because I am a huge fan of the Greek people. I love the Greek life. And, Dylan, I grew up Southern Baptist, and we're not Orthodox, so we can't throw plates.
We can't throw plates or dance.
No, we say amen, and which is great, but I'd rather say Opa!
Opa!
Opa! I didn't know much about the Greek. I didn't know much about anything until I moved back home to Memphis. And somebody said, you got to go to this festival. And it's sponsored by the Orthodox Church here in Memphis, and it's called the Memphis Greek Festival. And Dylan, I'm telling you, you've been a time or two.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be the best festival in the entire city.
So I still don't know if it's Euro or Gyro. I need help.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out because we have an incredible human being, one of my favorite people in the city. Her name is Kathy Zambelis, and she does PR for the Memphis Greek Festival and a lot of other stuff. Kathy, it is so good to have you on the national show today.
Opa! And it's Yiro.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think what is it again? Yiro?
It's Yiro.
Yiro. All right.
Yiro.
Dylan, you got to work with.
Coming back this year.
Oh, wow.
Coming back this year.
I love that.
You got to practice it.
So
But you don't have to pronounce it correct to eat it. That's the great thing about the Greek festival. Say, I want that, and I want that, and I want that.
Just don't walk up. I want one of them there gyros.
There you go.
You can't say that. I don't think you said it. It is coming up May 8th and 9th, and if you are planning a visit to Memphis, you've got to be here for the big Memphis Greek Festival, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But Kathy, you guys have such a beautiful sanctuary and church and the community there, and it's been so exciting to see. My understanding is that a lot of young people are coming back to the church.
They are. We have new faces every Sunday, and it is such a blessing. The Orthodox Church is the first original church of Christianity, dates back all the way back to the apostles. And so we love that people have been coming and, they come to the festival sometimes and they go to our church tours, and Father Simon Thomas does an amazing job with those tours, that we have a lot of people that want to learn more about Orthodoxy and end up coming and being Greek because they love the humbleness and the beauty of the church. And we have definitely seen an impact of where women were already kind of coming, young men, and now families joining the church, and it's a beautiful thing.
And we've been seeing this happening all across the country, where really over the past 4 or 5 years, this younger generation, and we were talking to a guy by the name of Jeremiah Johnston, who wrote a book. He's an apologetics guy. And he said that, a lot of young people are looking for truth. They're looking, they're not looking for, baby food. They're looking for, in-depth Bible study and culture. And I think that's one of the reasons why they're coming back to the Greek Orthodox Church.
Yes, the Orthodoxy as a whole. I mean, you're not going to get anything more in-depth than the Orthodox Church, because we don't, it's deeply rooted, it's deeply humbled, and we follow the passage of the Bible of the Lord. And we love seeing this beautiful presence of young people coming. I think everybody is in some sort of turmoil these days in their lives, and I love that they are putting God first. And that's what we do at the festival. It's all about our faith, and then we love in separating the faith, but also embracing the culture, the heritage, the music, and of course the food. So it all encompasses one mission, and that's just to be together and be loving and just celebrate.
I love this.
Why we are one of the most popular festivals in the city, because that's what we do, and it's very authentic. We don't have outside vendors. We have our people serving, the true original dishes and pastries. We've been working for many months getting all of this pulled together, and we are so excited that it started as a little bazaar, a pastry bazaar, and now it's turned into, several thousand people coming and just loving it. People go through the drive-thru on Friday. They come back all day on Saturday with their family, because we do have some little fun things for the kids with the bounce house and face painting and things like that. And they love the live Greek music. And, of course, we love them coming to the church tours. We love them coming to enjoy the meals and the food, the pastries. It's Mother's Day weekend. We have a huge Greek boutique with great merchandise. Our cookbook, It's Greek to Me cookbook, is one of the best gifts you can give anybody. Wedding gifts, Mother's Day gifts, just anybody. They love having that. And those are all these recipes that have been handed down for many years from generations of wonderful people.
Let me jump in for just a moment, because we need to give out the website address, memphisgreekfestival.com. That's memphisgreekfestival.com. And Kathy, I think a lot of people listening around the country would be surprised to know that Memphis has a very large and very vibrant Greek community.
We do. We are. We're very active, very vibrant, and we call it the little island on Highland. So if you can't make it overseas to Greece, just come down to Highland and Sam Cooper, and we will be there May 8th and 9th, and we will make you Greek for 2 days. And I promise you, if you come and you leave not smiling and full of wonderful things, we've not done our job well. So we hope that everybody does want to come out, and we have free shuttles, so parking is not an issue. If you go to Poplar Plaza Shopping Center or the Life Church, we run the shuttles up and down all day long, starting at 11 o'clock, and last shuttle runs at 9. So it's from 11 to 9. Our gates close at 8. I do suggest people who have favorites to come on Friday, because sometimes we run out quickly of some of the pastries like the baklava and things like that people do love. And we have baklava cheesecake. This year, I told you we're bringing the gyro back. We have a Grecian cafe that we're going to have the loukamadas, which is the fried donuts with the honey on top.
Oh, and then I had those last year. Oh my God, they're
so yummy.
May I just say,
baklava Sundays this year. Woo. So we have ice cream. Those are fun. So
and Kathy, let's just step back and remind everybody here. All of this is homemade. It's all scratch, and it's made by the congregation at the church.
And we love, I tell you what, we tell people if they can't find the church, I tell them to come down Highland or Summer Avenue and roll their windows down, and you can smell all of the delicious things cooking.
Oh, it's wonderful.
On the grills, the shish kebab and the chicken riganato and all of the wonderful delights. We have pizzas, Greek pizzas, just so many things. We do have a special Eventbrite ticket that you can save $8 on. So if you go to that website at memphisgreekfestival.com, you'll save on admission, and this is for the meal ticket that'll get you either chicken riganato or the Greek shish kebab, pork tenderloin with all the sides, and that's a really good deal to do that. And we just want everybody to come and have fun, just fun.
I'm just telling you, this festival, as a matter of fact, Kathy, somebody was just texting us, and they're literally in Greece right now. And I'm like, you could have saved a lot of money just coming to Memphis.
There you go. Well, I wanted to share with you that we serve over 2,000 cars in our drive-through each year, and we welcome about over 15,000 plus people for the 2-day event. And we love that we partner with the Mid-South Food Bank. This year, 5 canned goods will get you in free. So we are not only just,
what a great thing,
do things for our church. What we do for Mid-South Food Bank is one of their largest events. And we want, even if you've got the pre-sale tickets, if you want to bring 5 canned goods, bring 5 canned goods too. Let's help the people of Mid-South. Everybody's needing help these days. And
what a noble thing.
I love that we partner with them. I love it. They're great people, and we love it.
All right. Kathy Zimbelis is joining us from the Memphis Greek Festival, memphisgreekfestival.com. If you're looking to come to Memphis, the weather is great. You're going to love it. The people, she's not kidding, and you're not kidding, Kathy. You are going to have a great time. You've got the dancers and the music. And I don't even know what half the things I was eating. I just started speaking in foreign tongues. It was that delicious. So it was so good. But, oh, my goodness. All right. Well, Kathy, before we let you go, I have to brag about the beautiful church sanctuary. I mean, you guys have been doing this festival for, 67 years. And there's really something about a church that actually looks like a church. I love that.
Yeah. You know that you're in a special place. That's the mystery of the Orthodox faith. It is so beautiful. And if you can't even stay for the tour, at least go into the church. We do have guided tours, but we also have people in there between the tours that would be happy to share some of the things that we have on display, and just ask questions and come and embrace our faith and our people.
So
we're embracing you.
7,000 kebabs, 5,000 euros. 600 pounds of lamb chops.
Yes, right. 4,600 pieces of spanakopita, 1,000 pounds of beef tenderloin, it goes on and on.
Oh,
We
my
have
gosh.
moussaka, pasticho, which the moussaka is like an eggplant dish. The pastichos is like a Greek lasagna. Of course, the baklava cheesecake is a winner. I mean, we have pastries to go. They're already, if you can't decide what you want, we have pre-packed some together, but there are some serious folks that know exactly what they want. So they come in, they buy the little oppa bags that we have, and we have people come in just to get shish kebabs and take them to go, and their hands are full and they freeze them and enjoy them till the next time. So,
well, Kathy,
I love it.
We're going to have to leave it there. We've got to take a break here, and we're just so excited to be able to talk about this and promote it to the rest of the nation because you guys do such great work. It's such a wonderful church and a wonderful festival, and we're just so excited for what's going to happen at the Memphis Greek Festival. So we will keep sharing the information, and we look forward to tasting some of those delicious treats.
Sounds great. Oppa.
Oppa.com
has all the details.
All right. Oppa. All right. MemphisGreekFestival.com, ladies and gentlemen. Go check it out. Dylan, I have no idea what half of those foods are, but they sound, it's so good. You go there and they just start feeding you.
If you could hear my stomach right now, it would be louder than your voice.
And it's all under these giant tents.
Yes.
Right? So it's all outdoors, and you feel like you're right there in Greece.
Gyro.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
That was good. I've been practicing while you were talking.
And boy, they're not kidding about that drive-through. They operate it like Chick-fil-A.
Oh, it is very nice.
Instead of my pleasure, they say, Oppa!
Yes.
All right. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. This is the Todd Starnes Show.
You're with Todd Starnes.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies and fiber and spice supplements. Our ingredients are 16 whole fruits, 15 whole vegetables, 4 powerful fibers, and 12 aromatic spices. It's one irresistible combo.
Oh, I have a friend, Julia, who has taken a Balance of Nature now for quite some time, and she said, "Oh, Becky, ask your doctor about taking Balance of Nature." So I talked to my doctor about it, and she said, "Oh, try it."
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements today. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer to get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Don't wait. Now's the time to take action. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Todd.
At a time when technology is often used to distort truth, there's a new tool that's actually getting it right. My Faith Assistant is a Bible-based AI created to help you understand God's Word and grow in your faith. Many Christians have tried using online AI tools for Bible questions, only to get vague, misleading, or even unbiblical answers. That concern is real. Technology untethered from truth can quickly lead to confusion. That's exactly why Leading the Way created My Faith Assistant. This isn't a generic chatbot. It's a closed, theologically vetted system built on scripture, seminary-level resources, and more than 50 years of faithful teaching from pastor and scholar Dr. Michael A. Youssef. My Faith Assistant can help you get personalized guidance, clear theological answers, trusted biblical teaching, access to pastors and prayer teams, and deeper Bible study, all in one place. Over 50,000 people already trust it. It's free, requires no login, and it's built not for clicks, but for Christ. Try it now at myfaithassistant.com.
We're live here outside the Perez family home, just waiting for and there they go. Almost on time this morning. Mom is coming out the front door strong with a double-arm kid carry. Looks like Dad has the bags. Daughter is bringing up the rear. Oh, but the diaper bag wasn't closed. Diapers and toys are everywhere. Ooh, but Mom has just nailed the perfect car seat buckle for the toddler. And now the eldest daughter, who looks to be about 9 or 10, has secured herself in the booster seat. Dad zips the bag closed, and they're off. But looks like Mom doesn't realize her coffee cup is still on the roof of the car. And there it goes. Oh, that's a shame. That mug was a fam favorite.
Don't sweat the small stuff. Just nail the big stuff. like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Learn more at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Visit nhtsa.gov/the
right seat. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
What I know about courage, I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
I'm trying to figure out what happened to my iPhone. So there was you do these updates at night, Dylan. I don't know if you ever do this with your smartphone. And now for some reason, the messaging is turned, or the notifications are turned on my X accounts. And I can't figure out how to turn them off.
Oh boy. That's a lot of notifications.
Yeah, when I'm getting, we had 78,000 people weighing in on one of my most recent posts.
Right.
And I can't actually use my phone. It keeps popping up with all these messages.
It's going to start smoking soon, actually.
I don't know what to do. Well, it started heating up a little bit earlier today.
Sure.
I'm like, what's going on here?
It's not an airplane taking off. It's Todd's Twitter notifications.
My word. From the New York Post, the headline, farmers want to breed uglier cows. And the reason why, apparently, the cows have been inundated by hordes of influencers wanting to take, I guess, photos with the cattle. One farmer, this is happening over in the UK, by the way. One farmer said he's really upset about all of this. Alex Birch from Derbyshire. He says that he is going to breed uglier cows to curb the relentless tide of influencers lining up to snap selfies and generally harass his handsome Highland cattle. Got to tell you, it's a good-looking cow. I mean, as far as, bovines go. He said the intention is to make them less photogenic, telling the BBC of his plan to de-beautify his bovines. He said he's observed a concerning uptick in gawkers flocking to his farm. Oh, they're known as floofy, and they're the cows, because they have like a very thick, shaggy fur. Kind of looks like a van my dad had back in the, mom and dad had back in the 70s with the shag carpet. I got to tell you, they're kind of good-looking cows. Most cows, they're not like, these are like big, furry, they look like bears. The poor farmer says, my cows don't get any peace. He says people are hugging his, he said people are hugging the cows. Oh, he also said somebody filmed a yoga video next to him. Really? You're going to put a cow on your back? Really? Really? You're going to do that? Come on, folks. Just leave the cows alone. Go back to the goats. 901-260-5926 is our telephone number. This is The Todd Starnes Show.
It'd be great if life came with a remote control. You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind. Like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Or that time you forgot to roll up your windows in the car wash. Fantastic. Yeah, a remote control would have come in handy then. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Life doesn't come with a remote control. Yikes! So you're on your own with the wasps. You have the power to take control of prediabetes. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
All right, son. Time to put out this campfire.
Dad, we learned about this in school.
Oh, did you now? Okay. What's first?
Smokey Bear said to.
First drown it with a bucket of water, then stir it with a shovel.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Then he said.
If it's still warm, then do it again.
Where can I learn all this?
It's all on SmokeyBear.com with other wildfire prevention tips, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Now more than ever, it's important to support companies and organizations that share our values. Patriot Mobile not only shares our beliefs, but they actually do something about it. America's only conservative Christian wireless carrier. And they donate a portion of every dollar to organizations that fight for causes you care about. Switch to Patriot Mobile now and use the promo code TODD to get free activation and a free gift. Veterans and first responders save even more. Go to patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Many college grads are anti-capitalist activists, so if you're a business owner, how do you find new employees who won't destroy your business? Hi, this is Todd Starnes, and that's where Red Balloon comes in. They're America's #1 pro-freedom job board, and they're shaking up the hiring world by focusing on values and mission-aligned talent. Now, there are two ways Red Balloon can help. You can post your job on their national job board. Over 20,000 people visit every week. Or you can hire Red Balloon Recruiter for a more customized talent search. Now, the recruiter team is really fantastic. They start by learning your workplace culture and writing a custom job posting, and then they source and screen candidates from their national database. Their team conducts first interviews, and you get alerts when they find highly qualified candidates. And Red Balloon delivers these high-quality results at a fraction of traditional corporate recruiter prices. People are saying Red Balloon is a game changer. So check them out today, redballoon.work. Use the promo code STARNS and save $100 on Recruiter.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when.
don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Dylan, you're not going to believe this. So last week, we were promoting the fact that the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile was coming into town, which led to an entire, what days of phone calls from all across the nation.
Full shows.
Full shows. People wanting to talk about their favorite hot dog experience, driving or riding in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Yeah.
But we have an update because apparently, I'm shocked here, but Chris Loftus is going to be hanging out with a bunch of wieners this weekend. Wiener dogs.
Dachshunds. Wiener dogs. Yeah,
very
dachshunds.
cool.
Yes.
I love dachshunds.
Terrible wording.
So we're excited. I am the host.
Yes, you are.
I'm a wordsmith. We're excited to have Chris Loftus and Adam Martin with us, our buddies from Strategic Financial Partners. And by the way, the website, strategicfinancialpartners.com. But we're talking to the break, and so you're going down to Starkville, Mississippi.
That's right.
And for the big event. And I mean, this is insane. I've never heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Starkville Derby.
Starkville
What
Derby.
is it?
Okay, so the Starkville Derby is the world's largest wiener dog race. They race dachshunds. It's all for charity. It's for the Oktibbeha Humane Society to benefit it.
I'm sorry, let's say what again now?
Oktibbeha County Humane Society.
I thought he was coughing.
Yeah.
Well,
Oktibbeha. Hey, all you Mississippi listeners, you know where Oktibbeha is. But Todd, you literally have people from all over the world, from France, from Japan, from California, traveling overseas to compete in this race.
Really?
And I think they had like 50,000 people last year, 50,000 spectators. They have a lot of heats. And, my role is a little bit unique. I'm the bugler, the official bugler for the Starkville Derby, so I play the call to the post to open up the festivities. It's a lot of fun. And the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile will be in attendance.
Is that
so
right? I want to meet the French. I want to meet the French. Oui, wiener.
I think they actually won last year. They were competitive. They were competitive.
God.
Oh, yeah. They train. Like, they post videos of their dogs running on treadmills, and it's like they take it very seriously. And here's the thing. Every dog that wins their heat wins, I kid you not, a golden wiener.
It's the only kind of wiener to have. You know, it's interesting you bring that up because years ago, Fox and Friends sent me as a reporter to cover the Westminster Dog Show there in New York City. And so they have like this doggy day spa there. Yeah. And so we decided to do a setup, and they actually had these little what do you call them? You know, the where you walk indoor. What is the name of the
treadmills?
Thank you. I'm trying to
Dylan, he's struggling.
Thank you, treadmill.
He's doing great.
So they have treadmills, and they have I'll never forget this. They had 4 treadmills, and they had a poodle and a couple of bulldogs, one on one side and then one on the other. And then I was in the middle, and I was trying to, walk and do a stand up, and I fell off the treadmill.
Did you really?
And the dog started laughing at me.
Is there a video of this?
There is video.
I know what I'm doing.
Fox News video of it.
That's
well, that's exciting. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it's a phenomenal community event, one of the best festivals in Mississippi, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
As a matter of fact, we just got a note from our affiliate down in Pascagoula, Mississippi. The great Noah Britt is the station owner, and he says, County, the home of Mississippi State.
Oktibbeha.
I'm sorry, Oktibbeha.
Oktibbeha.
That's so inappropriate of me. I do apologize.
But yes, go Dogs, Hail State.
All right, my goodness. Thanks for coming, guys. Good to have you. No, I'm just kidding. So we're talking today about a disability income. And I'm excited to talk about this conversation because a lot of people are completely unprepared. And Adam, there's some people that I know, and they went on vacation, having the time of their life, and the husband just died suddenly. And now the family is having to do unexpectedly a lot of planning and preparation and things that, they're just dealing with a lot of things that you probably would not have expected to deal with. And I think when it comes to especially disability insurance and planning, people just don't think they need to be prepared for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think just it's out of sight, out of mind. Not a lot of people talk about it. We see a lot of commercials on TV about life insurance, and we see about homeowners insurance and car insurance. But where is the advertisement for talking about replacing income if we lost the ability to earn it? I think it's just something that doesn't get talked about a lot, and that's why we're here on your radio show today, to bring awareness to it.
I mean, God forbid, poor Chris is down there and he's blowing the bugle, and the next thing you know, he gets trampled by a bunch of wiener dogs.
It could happen.
You've got to, you've got to be prepared for that.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it like this. If you woke up tomorrow and then all of a sudden your ability to earn an income went away, how much financial stress would that put on you? It would be tremendous, right?
It would be.
I mean, how do we pay our mortgage? How do we pay the car insurance bill? How do we pay for that homeowner's insurance bill? We have to have that earned income. So us as financial advisors, we sit down and we talk about risk a lot. How much risk am I willing to take in the market? But our conversations generally start with your risk here that's glaring is if you lost your income, you went from 100% of your income down to even 60, which is typically the group number. How would that have an effect on your life? And 9 times out of 10, they're like, well, I don't know what I would do because that's not enough money to pay my bills.
Now, I remember, and this can happen to anybody, and I was 37 years old, and I thought I had bronchitis, ended up having to have open heart surgery, and I was out for, I think, 12 weeks. And, fortunately, I had insurance. I had planned in advance, so I was good to go through all of that. But even then, you worry about those things. The reality is it doesn't have to be something as, that dramatic, right?
It doesn't. I mean, and in a lot of disability insurance, and I don't even like to call it disability insurance, we call it income protection insurance, is us looking at what is available to you through your group, so through your work. We want to look at those contracts because a lot of times a lot of people are high income earners, but a portion of that income is a base salary. Most of it comes from like bonuses and commissions, and a lot of the language around these group policies does not include bonuses and commissions. So we bring that to their attention so that they have a plan, or we can at least put a plan in place in the event something were to happen.
Well, and Todd, something I think your listeners will probably think when they hear all this is, well, Adam and Chris, that sounds like a lot of what ifs. That's a lot of what if statement. Well, first and foremost, our job is what ifs, right? That's our whole thing, is be able to plan for every scenario that you don't have to. So when something does happen, we've already planned for it. But let's go to some numbers. Today's 20-year-olds, 1 in 4 of every 20-year-old will be disabled before the time they retire. That is a fact, just based on current day statistics. To take our modern day working group, 1 out of every 8 workers who are currently in the workforce will be disabled at some point in their career for a period of 5 or more years. And the question you have to ask your listeners, Todd, is, could they afford that right now? Could they afford to be able to work or to not work for that period of time and to make that income? Could they support their family? Do they truly think that they have the ability to be self-insured? And the reality is 99% of them cannot.
So some people, they have insurance packages, with their companies, and they maybe have a disability insurance package. Is that enough, or do they need to be looking elsewhere?
What if they go and change jobs and the new job doesn't offer it? They don't get to take it with them. So that's what we have the conversation with them is like, okay, what if your employer makes a decision for you and they have to make job cuts and you're unfortunately one of those that get cut? If all we do is leave all of our insurance to our company and they make a decision for us, that's not good planning. So what we do is just say, we want to insure more than 60%. We can't get you to 100% because then there would be no incentive to go to work, right? People would just be filing claims right and left so that they can stay at home and not work. But if we could get you up to 80%, and then let's just say a job change happens, at least you still now have that 20% extra of coverage in place, and then we can pivot accordingly when there's a job change that happens.
If you have a question for Adam or Chris, strategicfinancialpartners.com is the website. Give us a call, 901-260-5926. That's 901-260-5926. Chris, let's talk about age brackets here. Who ought to be thinking about this?
That's a great question, Todd. So the first and foremost thing I'm going to tell anybody, like what Adam was saying earlier, you need to look at your benefits. You need to pay attention. What are the thresholds? A lot of 20-something-year-olds in their 20s and even 30s are getting their benefits package, and they're checking the box on disability, but they're not reading the fine print. And what they don't realize is if they're planning on staying with that company and growing, their disability gets capped at a certain point. So it can be protected up to 60%, but it might only be protected up to 60% of, say, 100K, 120K. Well, what if that person rises in the ranks and they go on to become a leader of that company, but their benefits never change? I was actually having a meeting last month with a medical sales company, and something we brought up, we always ask about their benefits, and we asked their rep, what does it look like right now for y'all in disability? And he shut his planner, and he looked at us and he said, it has been the biggest headache. We said, why? I said, because 80% of our employees are highly compensated employees, and our disability doesn't even come close to scratching the surface of what we need. And that is the case for a huge majority of companies in this country, where they just simply check the box and they don't go the extra mile. And that's where Adam and I come in to fill those blind spots, because a lot of people are not thinking about it.
I mean, in a way, basically what you're saying is you're insuring your income.
That's it. It's income protection. And it's going back to your previous question of who does need to be thinking about this. It's as simple as this. Do you rely on your income to support your lifestyle? If the answer is yes, why aren't we protecting it?
It's a fair point. You know, it's funny. Our staff here at the building, Gen Z, right?
Mhm.
And so we wanted to, after the second year, we wanted to start offering, benefits, and one of them was health insurance. And it was funny because I think to a person, they all said no. Why do I need health insurance? I'm healthy as a horse. And I'm like, well, but you may not be. And that's the issue. I think a lot of young people, they're not thinking through that, you may end up getting sick. You may be in a car accident. And, I guarantee you every single one of them has insurance on their phone.
One thing that I don't want my clients or anybody that's listening to ever experience is if they're pondering the, well, what ifs, there's a lot of what ifs here. If you get to a situation where this happens, I don't ever want you to think, well, what if I'd have just put some disability insurance in place?
Todd, let me tell you a story real quick. Next month is Disability Awareness Month, and that is a big deal for our firm because it opens up the conversation to all of our clients. One of our advisors pulled me aside the other day because we were just talking about it, and he had a client who was a business owner, and he begged for years for him to get disability insurance. Finally, he got it. And every year was the same conversation. Do I really need this? I don't like it. I'm not crazy about it. And time again, this advisor reassured him, you need this. Hey, it's the right thing. Just add it to the plan. Well, this business owner had a last-second back surgery. That was supposed to be a small little thing, just a small little kink in his back. And he was not planning on being out for more than 60 days. But they put in a claim in because he would be out of work. So they just decided to go through the routine. Well, 60 days later, he gets a check in the mail from the insurance company after this pretty significant back surgery, it turned out, because they found some stuff. And he said, hey, should I cash this? And the advisor said, yes, absolutely, because they're seeing some statistics there based on your surgery that you're probably not going to be going back anytime soon. He said, oh, I'm good. I'll bounce back. I'll be back. Todd, he never went back to work.
Is that right?
Not ever. The advisor and his wife were out Sunday for lunch, and they ran into this couple, the business owner and his wife, and the wife immediately ran up and hugged the advisor and said, you saved our lives. Because if we had not had that policy, our lives would have been ruined.
And again, folks, this is all about preparing and getting ready, making sure that you've got everything ready to go in the event, something unfortunate happens. And I want you to reach out to Adam and Chris at strategicfinancialpartners.com. That's strategicfinancialpartners.com. I want you to write down these telephone numbers as well. Adam's number, 901-260-2438. And Chris, his number, 901-657-3324. Adam, what else do we need to know?
The most important thing that I can't stress enough, if you're somebody that if you lost your paycheck, would that create financial stress? If the answer is yes, let's have a conversation.
I love it. All right, guys, good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Good luck this weekend at the running of the Wiener Dogs.
The running of the Dachshunds. I'll send y'all some pictures.
Oh, we got to have pictures.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you have to wear like a uniform and everything?
No, so, it's Mississippi State, so I wear a maroon blazer. But this year, they have a theme every year. Last year, it was Ungrateful Dead. This year, the theme is Western. So, you know what? I might have to go out and to Cavender's or something and buy a cowboy hat or Hewlett and Dunn.
Hewlett and Dunn. Down in Collier. By the way, Dylan, could you imagine the little Wiener Dogs with cowboy hats, little Indian feathers?
They have them.
Sounds adorable.
Are we allowed to say that?
We can.
Cowboys and Indians.
We can.
I love it. All right, guys, good to see you. Again, folks, strategicfinancialpartners.com is the website, strategicfinancialpartners.com. We'll be right back.
Triggering microaggressions from coast to coast. You're listening to Todd Starnes.
Grandma's Kitchen, where laughter and warm meals mingle. Each bite is a journey through generations. As you gather around the table, complement the meal with Balance of Nature fruits and veggies supplements. Our veggies supplement, made from 15 ingredients like garlic, onion, and cayenne pepper, can easily be opened and added to your favorite dishes, like homemade soups or dips. Not to mention our fruit supplement, which is made from 16 ingredients like banana, strawberries, and mango, making it a great addition to your homemade smoothies. So the next time you gather with family, enjoy Balance of Nature supplements as an addition to your favorite dishes. Start your journey with Balance of Nature. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com to get 35% off your preferred set as a new preferred customer with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. That's 1-800-246-8751. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code Todd.
Mike Lindell and the MyPillow employees want to thank you for your great support this past year, and they're looking to make 2026 the best year yet. And as a thank you to my listeners, MyPillow is offering exclusive free shipping on your entire order at wholesale pricing. That means they're bringing back the mega sale exclusively for my listeners. For example, the classic My Pillows, normally $49.98, now marked down to only $14.98. Turn any mattress into the best mattress ever with the made in the USA My Pillow My Mattress Topper. Save up to $100. Get a set of My Pillow Giza Dream Sheets for as low as $29.98 or the 6-pack towel set for only $34.98. To get the best specials ever, go to MyPillow.com. Use promo code STARNS. Or give them a call, 800-839-8506. These offers won't last long, so call now, 800-839-8506, or go to MyPillow.com and use promo code STARNS. Order now, and your entire order ships free.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I'm a 70-year-old man. I'm not a young guy, and I'm an ex-athlete. Well, yeah, when I was taking it, I recognized that I was feeling better, you know what I'm saying? And just mentally, knowing is important also.
I am a customer of you guys. I love your product. Love it, love it. Nothing but good things to say about your product. I love it. And as long as y'all are going to sell it, I'm going to take it as long as I can.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Call 1-800-246-8751 or go to balanceofnature.com and sign up as a new preferred customer. And for a limited time, get 35% off your first order with free shipping and our money-back guarantee. Go to balanceofnature.com or call 1-800-246-8751 and get this special offer by using discount code TODD.
I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you prevent wildfires.
Dude, I've got this. I've been camping since I was 5 years old.
But I am a camping influencer.
You know what? I'll bet you $5. Assistant Smokey, what is the best way to put out a campfire?
To put out a campfire, drown with water, stir, drown again. Then make sure the fire is out cold by feeling with the back of your hand.
Wait, really?
I'll take the $5.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Well, this segment of the program brought to you by our friends at myfaithassistant.com. It's a Bible-based tool which is redeeming AI, and I love this. I use it all the time now. And you can, too. It's free of charge. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to register. All you have to do is go to the website. You can ask a question, and you will get an answer that is Bible-anchored and theologically vetted, a courtesy of our good friend, the trusted pastor, scholar, and cultural anthropologist, Dr. Michael Youssef. So, again, myfaithassistant.com. Go check it out. You're going to try it out for free. You're going to love it, absolutely love it. And it's been very helpful to us. Oh, this is interesting. CNN has a new survey up. And I'm not surprised by this, but it's still sort of shocking to see these numbers here. A record high number of Americans disapprove of Congress, and most of this is being driven by a huge shift from the GOP. Are you ready for these numbers? 86% of America disapproves of what Congress is doing. 86%. Only 10% of Americans actually approve and think that Congress is doing a good job. So, again, going back to what we talked about at the very beginning of the show, this is a time of courage, and we need Republicans that are going to rise up, Republicans that are going to fight the good fight, Republicans that are not going to back down from the Democrats, because the Democrats are in this, and they're in your face about it. They don't care. They know exactly what they did yesterday in Virginia, and they don't care. And that's the attitude that we're going to have. And Florida, this is going to be a great example and a great place to test this idea of standing up to the Democrats and giving to them, do unto them as they have done unto us. I mean, it really is that simple. So we're going to keep an eye on that tonight, 5 o'clock Eastern, the Todd Stern Show on Newsmax. Congressman John Rose, Congresswoman Mary Miller will be joining us. Also, our good buddy Jeff Katz is going to drop by, as well as Josh Jones, who is still fired up. He sent me a note last night, and he said I've been radicalized. I'm like, good for you, Josh. Save it for the radio. Save it for TV. But anyway, it's going to be a great show tonight. We're also going to get the very latest information on Iran. Now, the president just announcing, was it a few moments ago, that 10 Iranian young ladies who were supposed to be executed for protesting the Iranian regime are now going to get a reprieve, so they will not lose their lives. And President Trump making that announcement just a little while ago. So good for you, Mr. President. Good for you. Wow, Dylan, I'm really in the mood for some of that Greek food now.
Yeah, me too. Baklava sounds like heaven at this point.
The pastries are pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And you know Rendezvous, which is the world famous rib joint, everybody goes to Rendezvous. It's owned by a Greek family.
I did not know this. This is good to know.
Yes. So I remember years ago that we used to have this cool little Greek diner. Of course, up to that point, everything I knew about the Greeks, I learned from my Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Right.
Had to watch that once. Yeah. Kind of a funny movie.
I've actually never seen it, but this is inspiring me.
Yeah, you got to go see it once. The wife will like you for it.
Probably.
Yeah, so, Opa.
Opa.
All right, we got to leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Been a great day on the show. Hey, ToddStearns.com. Go check it out. We have some great stories, great content for you to read. We just posted some stories as well on Iran, so you're going to want to go and check out that information. Get out there. Be good, everybody.
America has a new choice for fair and balanced news. ToddStarnes.com. Journalism you can trust from some of the best reporters and opinion writers in the business. ToddStarnes.com takes you to the front lines of the culture war, defending faith, freedom, and your family. ToddStarnes.com also features exclusive interviews with America's top newsmakers like Mike Huckabee, Franklin Graham, and Newt Gingrich. Find out why millions of Americans read ToddStarnes.com every day. It's news you can trust. ToddStarnes.com.
For more than 12 years, Patriot Mobile has been on the front lines fighting for our God-given rights and freedoms while providing exceptional nationwide cell phone service with access to all 3 of the main networks. Patriot Mobile's all-U.S.-based support team is standing by to take care of you. Call 972-PATRIOT today or go to patriotmobile.com/Todd. Use promo code Todd for a free month of service. That's patriotmobile.com/Todd or call 972-PATRIOT, code Todd.